what, Monday or Tuesday we ran one of
Yeah.
those days. And then, yeah, obviously the first half of Wednesday we ran. And I believe either you, KB, or Lante was like, watch the second half of the day on
Mm,
Wednesday, and then we tanked. And
mm.
then obviously a similar day today. So yeah, that was a little weird. Little
What you think is going on? I want to get everybody's opinion. What you think is going on in the market right now?
yeah,
Because
I guess.
If you scared, go to church.
Exactly, exactly what Keith said. I think they
If
just
you
trying to
scared, go to church. You
Hmm.
take
hear
Trying to
folks
me?
shake
out of
people out.
position.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Every
Hmm.
time, every time somebody's scared, it just pop.
Yeah, right,
It just
exactly.
speaks the mind.
Seen it
Listen,
today.
bro.
A lot of
If
stocks
you
just
listen,
touch their key levels and kind of bounce.
hey man, listen. I was with a developer today, and I was just calling him for wisdom. He an older developer, and so look, this the game. Yeah. All right, so look, man, this the game. He said, bro, I'm in AI. I don't even hire anybody.
Talk, hey, talking to your mic, Keys. We can't hear you for real.
Hold on. Let me get off the earphones. Oh, they took the point away. Hold on. Hey, so look, I was talking to a developer earlier, right? And I was just getting some wisdom with him, having a, black man to black man call. And I was like, man, how do you hire? So how do you hire? Like you done got to this level where he's at least working on $40 million, probably about $50 million worth of product. About
Mhm.
50, he said three. So about $50 million worth of products. I said, so who do you hire? He said, bro, I don't got nobody. He said, I also
Mm.
don't trust nobody. Bro, that's the same thing I've been going through. So I asked him, I said, bro, so what do you do? He said, bro, I use Claude. I use Claude for everything. I can underwrite the entire deal. I'll send you the performer right now. It will underwrite the deal so perfectly that it's to your standard that you got to make sure that you get a win. So I don't need an underwriter. I don't need that whole team. I just build out the team through the agents. I said, "Ooh, you
So,
want to know
so
what's
what's this?
crazy?
What's this dealing with? How much money though?
This is bro. This is dealing with at least." He said, "Bro, $60 million worth of project. He does development, real estate development.
Hmm.
So he does. He's got a $15 million project in LaGuardia, Indiana. He's got another $30 million project that's up here in Indianapolis. He's got a $15 million project, and then he's got a 4,000 consultant. I mean, 4 million, 4 million consultant deal. And so I asked him, who are you in? He said, I'll bring in consultants and AI. He said, I won't bring anybody on to the actual team because everything else I can just pay somebody else and then get them out the door. But I can also use AI and Cloud Code to get everything else. So he's like, I use Claude for underwriting because I was like, bro, I'm trying to debate. Do I go and get a job for development or use my own capital? He was like,
Mm.
bro, to be honest, with your skill set, you can go do it yourself. He said, you done built everything. He said, the thing about you is you scared to make that full jump. He said, bro, 50 million. He was like, bro, 10 million, 15 million ain't nothing different than that 2 million that you're messing with. Nothing different. He said, you're just playing with a bigger ball. That's it. So instead of you playing baseball, you're now playing basketball with a bigger ball. So he did it in that reference. He was like, but everything else I use AI code. He said another thing, go back to Sam Altman. He told people, he said, he told people that a person that's running a $1 billion business is going to be one person. He said you
Yeah,
can see that in the next 5 years.
for
That's
sure.
crazy. Crazy.
For
Crazy
sure.
thing about it. That's all I want to share.
Nah, you good. Nah, he right. Just to piggyback off what he said, you remember I went to that New York Stock Exchange event in San Francisco a couple weeks ago, and I told y'all, bro, the bro was 19 years old, with $1 billion valuation with his company. Right, he not a billionaire, but his company's worth $1 billion, bro. He 19. We sitting there. I sent y'all the videos. I showed y'all what he was saying, and he just like, bro, we hire Um, we hired like 3,000 people last week. I'm like, at 19 years old, how did you do the hiring? He was like, all AI. AI does the scanning of the resumes. AI does the scanning of the calls. And then when you do get on the call, you're not even talking to a person no more. You're not talking to a person no more. When you get on an interview call, you actually get on the call and it says, hey, this is your interview. Once you get on there, it's gonna have a couple questions for you, and it's gonna say, hey, give me a time when you was at work and you faced the challenge and how'd you overcome it, and record yourself in 3 minutes. So you're gonna click start, you're gonna sit there in front of the camera and you're gonna talk about how you had a trial or tribulation at your previous job and how you overcame it in 3 minutes. Then it's going next question. Okay, give me a time where you know you messed up, right? You know you messed up, and how did you fix the problem before you asked for help? Talk about it. And you got to sit there in front of the camera. And so what they do is they take your answers. Once they get your answers from your recording, then they put it in the AI. Whatever the employer is looking for, they probably looking for somebody that problem solves without asking for help. They probably looking for somebody that they had an issue, they had a problem, they went and solved it themselves before they reached out to somebody and asked for help. If you say any of those answers in the scanning of the resume, the AI is going to pick up your wording, what you said, and that's going to give the criteria to make you a valid candidate for the job. I'm like, and he's like, bro, this is how you hire at scale, and this is how you find quality and valuable people without having so much manpower and paying people to scale your company. I'm like, this shit getting real, bro. This shit getting real. 19 years old. So it make me think, yo, if he 19 years old, dropped out of college and he can figure this shit out, we can too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been diving deeper into this AI, right? I've been diving deeper, not only into the AI, but into these AI bots, right? Out here in Dallas, I'm telling y'all, the reason why you want to get out of your city is because the cities that you move to or the cities that you go to is proximity, bro. It's proximity. The rooms that you in really determine the value of not who you are, but of the people that you around. The right rooms, bro, can change your life. That's what I'm saying out here. I'm bumping into people that's doing AI this, AI this. I'm doing AI coding. I'm doing AI copyright. I'm doing AI Airbnb. I'm doing AI email lists. I'm like, bro, people are figuring this shit out, bro, where you don't need to hire 15, 20 people to build a company. You might just need to hire one or two people that know how to use AI, and that's all you need, bro. Because when you really think about it, the extra shit of we need this type of department and this type of department to do this and do that, but you don't need that shit no more. This shit about money now, bro. Revenue. How can we drive revenue and how can we cut our expenses? That's why you continuously seeing more and more people get fired, more and more layoffs. They're figuring this shit out. They figuring out, okay, cool, that job. Okay, cool. In about a year or two, we're gonna put an AI in here. We're gonna figure out how to do this shit. Another thing, I think I forgot who I was talking to on the call, but they was telling me, they said, bro, who was it? Oh, KJ. It was KJ. KJ had said at the White House when he was working for the White House this past year, before Trump got in there and did all that crazy shit. KJ was saying that the information that he was trained to have over the past couple years, he's now in charge and getting paid to teach this system how to use this system to do the job better. And why, in his mind, he like, cool, I'm about to use this system. You know, I'm about to make my job easier because I'm about to teach this AI. I'm going to implement it with instructions on doing this, on doing that. Little did he know, he was teaching the AI how to do his job. And once that happened, they got rid of him and they kept the AI.
Wow.
That shit crazy, right? That's crazy. That's why I'm like, yo, it's happening faster than we think. And that's why when we had Tyree on, the guest speaker he talked about just how AI just in general is even in the customer service space on the AI side of finance, right? Right. Remember when I told you when I was at the investment firm at Charles Schwab, bro, we didn't really have too much AI. The only AI we had a couple years ago was you would call and you would say, "Hey, are you trying to get in? You trying to change your password, or are you trying to see how much money you got in your account? Are you trying to get an update on the news?" That was the only AI update that we had. Once you say, "Hey, I'm trying to check how much money I got," or once I'm trying to change my password, I'm trying to do this, then it says we're gonna push you through a representative that will be somebody like myself. I would come on, I will help them. Now they evolved the AI where the AI is getting more in depth. I need to change my password. The AI say, "Okay, cool. Well, what was your date of birth?" Just to verify it's you. You will say your date of birth or type it in on the keypad. Then they say, "Okay, what's your address?" Say your address. What's your middle name? Damn. Okay, so this is just to verify what's your safe word. Then once you get your safe word, then the AI says, "Okay, now what do you want to change your password to?" You're like, "Oh shit, I don't even need to talk to nobody no more. Oh, I want to change my password to BALLER." Okay, and do you want to put a number behind it? Bro, now AI is evolving to the point where you go to Taco Bell, you go to fast food restaurants, bro, you seeing AI take your order, bro. That's why it's important for us to learn this skill, get in this market, and have multiple streams of income, bro. I know they always say one stream of income is too close to none. You feel me? One stream of income is too close to none. You lose that stream of income, you back broke. That's why you gotta have multiple. You can't afford not to have more than multiple streams of income, bro. You got to. You gotta have something. You gotta have a skill set. You gotta be able to do multiple things at once. You feel me? So man, I'm glad Keys has brought that up because the AI is really taking over. But other than that, how we feeling though? I know the market been a little red, been a little tricky. Man, July 1st. That's how we starting the quarter off. But I want y'all to see, and we're gonna talk about it here in a second.
Sector rotation.
That's what I talked to Keys about yesterday. Sector rotation. Sector rotation. So the market was actually running, right? Market was running. But there were certain stocks that's been leading that wasn't running, right? And so that tell you two things, bro. I remember Ian had said a long time ago, the first of each quarter, watch what stocks do really well and watch what stocks do really bad. And he said, because at the beginning of the quarter, you will start seeing where the money is moving out of, and you'll start seeing where the money is moving into. At the first of each quarter, that's something that everybody should always remember. Okay, it's a new quarter approaching. That next day or that first, we gonna see whatever happens in the market. You see today, Sand is down 350 points. MU down 100 some points back in the 900s. You seeing WDC down, you seeing CN down, you seeing all these companies down, but the market was still running. That means there was other companies that was up. You see Microsoft running, you see Meta going, right? You see Netflix finally popping. You see software moving. You see defense companies was moving. Palantir, Northrop Grumman. I'm like, damn, these companies Hood, Robin Hood. I know y'all seen what Robin Hood did today, right? We've been in that play, right? We've been in that play. And like that Robin Hood play, that's just something small that we grabbed at the bottom. We've been talking about that for what, a couple months now, Malcolm? I think it's been a couple months.
Definitely, for sure.
Grab that what? We put 700 in today, it popped to 4,000. 4,000. $700 into 4,000. You bought multiple contracts. Man, you bought two contracts, you sitting at something crazy, sitting at about $8,000 in one contract, two contracts that we put in about a month or two ago. Right. And that's the game. As you continue to get more and more money, as you keep growing your account, stay in the game. It's not time to bro, we all do it, bro. I did it before. When you hit a lick, you run it up in the market. First thing I do, I was doing transfer the money to my bank account, going to buy something crazy. It's not the time to do that, bro. That's why I said a long time ago, bro, if you do this shit the right way for 2 years, bro, you're gonna be able to live like a king for the rest of your life. You do this shit right for the first 2 years, you're gonna be able to live like a king for the rest of your life. You feel me? You feel me? So like I was saying, how everybody feeling though? Talk to me.
Yeah,
What y'all been
yeah.
seeing?
I wanted to add on because you said that as far as learning the AI, there's a website called edX, and on edX they have a variety of different courses from like Harvard, Yale, and you can learn investment banking and get a certificate. You can learn AI coding. So they got a lot of different courses that people could take where you don't even got to go to school to learn these things. You could just utilize that platform. And then I just wanted to add on the finance side, there's another way as far as working with lenders called loan syndication. So typically, I did a deal. I did my first deal with a lender yesterday, where typically loan syndication, you're basically.
Congrats, my brother.
I was about to say, congratulations, brother.
Nah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So typically, what you're doing, you're partnering with a lender, and then you are funding a borrower. So a lot of times, kind of like I would like to compare it to like notes, like mortgage notes, where you could pay for a note, and then you can receive payments on the note. So you're typically doing the same thing for a borrower. You're putting up your own liquid, and then you're basically giving that borrower the funds to utilize. And this is typically how banks operate. This is one way banks operate.
That's fire. That's fire. Real quick, Tev, congratulations on your first deal. This your first real estate deal.
Nah, this is not my first real estate deal. This is my first lending deal. So the way I was able to do this deal was because so typically what I do, I partnered with a variety of different lending companies. So I have a client who is looking for a hard money loan on a property out in Pennsylvania, and he's looking to utilize the property as collateral to get 100% financing, right? Which is pretty tough, well, especially with his credit score.
Yeah.
So I was reaching out to my partners, and one of my partners that I was looking to do a deal with, she was very impressed as far as like how we do like our business model. So say if like our like entrepreneurs are looking to fund their business, I would charge them an engagement fee of 2,500, and then I would take a 1 to 2 point on the success fee on the back end. So usually with people who are in this sector that I'm in, as far as like finance, like helping, you know, entrepreneurs get funding or investors get funding for the real estate acquisitions. Typically, when businesses are looking for funding, the broker is only charging like $100, $250. But I heard this quote from Myron Golden, and he was like, everybody has a different appetite when it comes to, spending money, right? So where a lot of people may say, 2,500 is expensive, family offices, if you're charging them an engagement fee, they might think that's too low and really question as far as who your sources are and who your network is. So it's more so the psychology behind it. So
Yeah.
as I was giving her that game and stuff like that, she enlightened me on loan syndication, and she's only doing loan syndication deals with her son. Like this is not something that people talk about, or it's like it's all about friends. You got to know somebody and this, that,
Yeah,
and the
it's a
fourth. So
relationship business,
exactly,
especially.
exactly. So we was going on the phone for an hour, just giving each other the game, and she was just really um, just impressed with our business model. So she just asked if I wanted to join the deal. And
And that's and Tev, I ain't mean to cut your wisdom,
yeah,
but that's like keys, and you just said that's the power of relationships. You wouldn't have known none of this information if you didn't build a good relationship with her. You know what I mean? And that's why
exactly.
I feel like that's what we're doing in the ecosystem in the community, where you able to come on here and show this information. Everybody that's in real estate in here, you just learned some new game tonight. Not only selling homes, but now you in the loan space. You doing this, you doing this, all these different aspects in just real estate itself. I feel like real estate, I feel especially with stocks. I feel like stocks, when you understand stocks, you good. I feel like real estate is so deep and that it's so many different lanes inside of real estate that it actually gets like overwhelming if you trying to learn all of it at once. You know what I mean? Like I heard someone tell me, he was like, bro, you not on tax liens? I'm like, tax liens, what? And he was like, bro, you need to be doing wholesaling. I'm like, okay, bet. Then he was like, bro, you just need to be buying your houses cash. Bro just told me three different sectors all inside of real. I'm like, nah, y'all, y'all niggas got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just get my cheese right. And then when it's time to buy my shit, I'm gonna get my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, and just to, as we finish this real estate point, Malcolm, Keys, Tev, I know Nigel in there, and now I know J. Cole. I want to hear from J. Cole too. What are y'all seeing out there? Because I don't see it's been quiet, right? The crypto sector been quiet, the real estate sector been quiet. Like, and I think Isaiah got his crib too now. What have y'all been seeing? What's been going on? Like, what y'all been seeing out there in the real estate space?
Go ahead, cook, Malcolm. Hit it with the race, man.
Yeah,
Malcolm
I mean,
on.
I think from a retail standpoint, I mean, it's still pretty much the same. I mean, it hasn't changed a whole lot. I mean, it's still, if you're in a position as a buyer, I mean, you definitely have leverage because the rates are still high. I mean, they're around what, 6.5%. So, I mean, if you're in a position to do something, I mean, there's some wins to be had, but from a seller standpoint, not so much. I mean, you just, again, on the retail side, if you're looking to sell, you just can't be reckless with where you're with your sales price in terms of, or your listing price. Because if you
Mm,
do, and truthfully, even if you are reasonable or have a tight sales price, I mean, there's still a high possibility that your property is going to sit for a minute.
right.
I know here, average days on market's about,
In
yeah,
Atlanta, right?
yeah. It's anywhere from 45 to 60 days.
That's
And
that's
just,
how long the home is sitting on there.
yeah, on
Yeah.
average, on
Yeah,
average.
and that's even for us too. It's been
Yeah.
about it's the whole market right now.
Hmm.
Buyers have an opportunity, but
They
home
really
prices
do.
are a little bit more expensive.
So,
Yeah,
so,
for
so
You
sure.
what,
know?
what are y'all doing? Quick question. During the 45, 60 days, because I know in real estate, y'all goal is closing deals, right? Y'all deal is
Hmm.
to close these deals in them
Yeah.
60 days. Like, what does life look like? What are y'all doing? Because, right, like, give me perspective.
I
Cause
mean, you
like
can.
Um,
y'all closing in, like when y'all get y'all closes, these are multi-million dollar deals. But in the meantime, like what are y'all doing though while y'all wait?
it, in terms of,
You can market. I mean,
yeah,
you
like,
can
so you can,
market, but
Okay.
it's like there's only so much that you can do unless you have the direct other side for the buyer. Like
hmm
right now, for
Okay.
me, like from an investment standpoint, it's like, all right, we're in that weird time. Like I even got a property
hmm
on the market that if I seen it at 2,000, I might take it. But then
hmm
again, I think some people just not they don't understand. It's a scary time because even for myself, I don't know. Like, I want to offload some of my rentals, right? Because I'm a visionary. I'm looking 5 years down the road. If AI is taking jobs and they cutting jobs like this, who's going to be the first one that they take? The factory jobs when the robots kick in, they not spending all this money for no reason. AI is going to help the customer. Because the other day I was on YouTube and I accidentally clicked the button and it sent something to my phone. It was on the ad, and it actually did sent something to my phone, like send it to your phone so you can purchase it. I was like,
hmm
wow, I was trying to hit the skip button. Just think about how many people get lured in just by
Yeah.
doing that trap,
hmm
you know? So think
Yeah.
about the smaller consumer, the middle consumer. They're not spending, they're going to Dollar Tree and Dollar
Yeah.
General versus going to their regular store for their essentials. So you pay attention to all that on the rental side. But you have appreciation in certain cities. Like you about to watch Atlanta blow up after the
Sure.
next 5 years because they got three events back to back. Don't y'all got?
I think Indiana is too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We yeah. It's about to go down here in Indiana for the next 10. I already looked at the comprehension plan. That's why it's so hard for me to
And that
move going.
stadium in Hammond, Chicago.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
stadium in Chicago,
Indiana
right?
Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
With the Bears too on top. Like we just went to think about it. We held the All-Star games, women and men. We
Mm-hmm.
just went to the championship undefeated. So
Mm-hmm.
IU is going nuts. You can't
Mm-hmm.
even book like my Airbnb at IU, bro, is booked out for the entire football season
Damn.
and basketball. Like
Damn.
you don't see this. I was not seeing this. And
And
I'm
shit,
talking about at
and
seven,
then
800 a night too. Like it is nice, but
you right, and I'm seeing like you just said about events, Indy 500. We starting to
oh
have
yeah.
more concerts. Caitlin Clark, WNBA. I mean,
Oh,
you're not lying, bro. Like
I
the
didn't
city
even
really ain't lying.
mention we just took number one for hosting conventions. We beat San Diego. So all
Mm,
that business now just signed with the convention center. That's why they adding on 500,000 square feet.
mm.
That's why all that construction going on downtown by the convention center. It's because they adding up for the convention. We got number one. We just beat we was number two. We just beat San Diego for
Mm.
hosting events.
Nah, that's
So
fire. And
And
then I know J. Cole, he got a property too.
Fire.
J. Cole, is J. Cole on here?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, talk to us about what you told me the other day about, just your situation, what you got going on, and um, for the people on her that's like, man, I'm trying to get into that. How much you need if you did this shit right? Remember what you was telling me? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I got the Airbnb running now.
Where
So I
at?
got a downtown Indy, walking distance from Lucas Oil. So I got a duplex. So one side I got a long-term tenant, and then this is the second month on the Airbnb. And it's been going pretty good. I mean, I basically doubled what I would get in the regular rent with the Airbnb money. So, and basically what I was saying the other day, my bad, I'm taking the trash out and shit. Like the money that it took to buy that crib, you know, if I didn't have any other debt to pay off at the time, it only took about 8,000, 8,500, because you can get the FHA on the first one. So the
Mm,
crib was like 250. So I was talking to one of my homies the other day, and they was talking about the Cartier watch was like 8, 9 grand or something. I'm like, nigga, the same money for that watch, you could have put that into this asset. If you say I busted down to the Airbnb both sides, you got an asset with a mortgage, 2 grand a month that can generate 5K a month.
mm.
You get what I'm
For
saying?
8 grand, 8 grand startup though.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
you got to get creative is how you look at things. Like when I first bought it, I didn't know I would do Airbnb.
Hmm.
I wanted to house hack. So then I started looking, and I was like, I needed to move basically because I don't know if y'all know my girl, we about to have a baby. So my unit was only a one bed, one
Congratulations, my
bath.
boy.
Big congrats.
Congratulations.
congrats, bro.
Congratulations, brother.
Appreciate you. But it was only a one bed, one bath. So I was like, I needed some space.
Mm,
So what I did, I just left all my furniture. So I didn't even buy
mm.
furniture. I left the furniture in there, and I've been working a lot, so I haven't had a lot of time. So I got somebody else to market it for me. So he take his cut. He get like 20%, but it's been going pretty good. So I don't have to worry about anything. But like I said, I doubled that what the income would have been on the regular rent.
That's fire. That's fire. And like when you told me that the other day, I'm like, man, if we can save up 8 grand, which we do have, if we can get 8 grand, and if this is our first home, like he said with the FHA, I mean, hopefully, ain't no hopefully, but if you look and you do your research, you get a crib for 250,000, and then you be creative like J. Cole just did, especially on a duplex side, right? I know J. Cole was living on one side, and then you was renting out the other side, right?
Yeah. I got a tenant that's been there. He's been there about a year. So
Yep.
he just signed his second lease like last week.
So you got money coming in consistently for that. and then say he says I'm out this joint. Now you got two Airbnbs on one property that's bringing in money, both streams of income in one house each day of the month. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's gonna pay you tenfold over the next couple years. And it all started with 8 grand. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's up. And I feel like we gotta hear more stories about that because I feel like on the internet you start seeing people posting shit and doing all this extra shit, and they make it seem like shit is so out of reach. Nah, shit's really in reach. We just be having a lot of gatekeepers out here. We just be having a lot of gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100% it's unreached, bro. Because in another game, some more game with the multifamily, even after the FHA, you only need 5% down for the traditional for the regular loans going forward. So the second, third house, fourth, you still only need 5% down. You don't have to put down the 20% on
Mm,
multifamily. So there's incentives to buy multifamily. And I feel like multifamily is still one of the licks in real
yeah.
estate because it's like
Okay.
even if you not trying to be a super landlord, just having that duplex, you know, you can get up to a fourplex on those same deals. You know, you can get 4 units.
Okay.
So even if you just playing a house hack forever, you know, you couldn't say like my house, you know, if I was still living there, I can't really get an apartment that was just as nice as that for $1,000 a month. But if I'm renting the other side and he pay half my mortgage, even if I was doing that, you see it's still a lick because I'm paying less than I would to live somewhere probably worse.
Right.
So it's like I really do. I think multifamily is super interesting. I think more people should look into it.
Right. Hey man, that's literally some game. And that's why I said, bro, you gotta say that on the ecosystem call on Thursday, because like I said, you see cribs for 250,000, 500,000, an M, like damn, a homeowner. People always talk about not having no money and how shit's so out of reach. Bro just told you, man, if he ain't had no debt, you save about 8 grand. I mean, you can go get you a crib and be creative and start bringing in that income monthly, bro. Shit, even
And
daily, especially if
and
you're
then
a
even
unit.
my bad. But then even with my lending situation, so I'm a truck driver. So at the time when I got the loan, I hadn't been getting mileage pay for a whole banks consider that like commission because they're looking for hourly or they're looking for salary. So I had just recently switched from hourly to that mileage pay. So they had to get creative on the lending in the first place. So then, you know, even if you don't, if your income, you know, they can add in potential rent from one of the units to your income. We did that for me because I couldn't get approved above like 200 grand because they were looking at that, they was considering that commission. And it was like, you don't have enough time with the commission pay. So then like I was talking to the mortgage lender and they basically, we had to get um, we had to have them come look at the house. I can't, I'm just forgetting the word right now. What's it called when they come look at the house? My real estate guys, when they give you a pricing for everything.
Inspection,
Uh,
what? Your specs?
nah,
Appraisal.
yeah, my
Appraisal.
bad. I had to get the appraisal. So
Appraisal.
when I did the appraisal, they gave me like potential rent income for the units. So since I was living in one, they were able to use the other one as income for my loan, and that brought my
Nice.
loan up. So even if you don't make crazy money, there's still other ways you can get creative with the even with the lending. So and the reason I said if I didn't have any debt, that was part of it too. Like I only had like I had like they wanted me to pay like 6 grand of some debt off, and I did that at the same time. So total, I closed at like 14,000 down, and then I had to pay for inspections and all that. But the actual down payment was like just a little over 8 grand for the house was 253.
253,000 and came up with 8 grand and that you can figure some shit out. That's what I'm saying, bro. Shit's in reach. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta put our head down and grind. And this market and how we been playing, you can go get 8 grand easily. You know what I'm saying? You can go get 8 grand easily, right? Obviously, we've been having some pullbacks in the market these past couple of days, but that's what the stock market is for. Like, use the engine, use the vehicle to go get as much money as possible. I mean, they doing it. right? They doing it. Why not us? You feel me? And that's why I feel like when I graduated college, bro, I said I want to get into something that we're just not too weary of. And it was stocks. It was the stock market. It was the financial markets. It was the capital markets, right? And so, yeah, like I said, we've been having a couple pullbacks. I want to show my screen. I want to get to these charts because I know we've been talking about everything, but I know Alante on here as well. Brother Alante, man, my guy's been my guy's been having a hell of a year. You know what I mean? That hood, um, Jesus, you've been hooping, bro. Like literally on and off the court. You know what I'm saying? And um just got married, just got a new whip, got an amazing job, back in the market, 3 for 3 on his plays. He ain't took a loss yet. Like really, bro, like what's been working for you, bro? Like talk to us, like for the people that's new to this shit, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of been here for a while, probably trying to just get some guidance, like and talk about what you just started with in one of your accounts, just in one of the accounts on your Charles Schwab, just in one of them. Talk to about what your goal is with that, and just what's been working for you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Just man, I would say just staying down and staying patient. Time mean everything with it. You definitely got to put your time in, right? You're not gonna get right in it and do that. You're not gonna get right in it and be able to, hit plays right. You know what I'm saying? I done took my L's, I done took my time with it. And just this time, it's just, you gotta be patient, right? I've been patient with all my plays. I would say that's my main thing, right? Just in one of the accounts where I started with $400. What like a I just had like $400 in it like a week and a half ago. That mug got 2,300. Um,
Woo, shit.
and they all plays that I just put in, right? Like Nvidia. I just seen Nvidia, right? Nvidia dropped to like 193, 190, no, 190-ish,
Yeah.
right? I got an Nvidia. I rode that to like it almost hit 200. I had a 195 call. That was the one, and then the SNDK I got in the other day that popped about $200 in a day. SNDK, and these are not all leaps, right? These is like I like I said how much I started with, right? You don't got to start with a lot. You don't got to put a band on the play. Like you just got to pick the right company at the right price.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying, and be able to know your target when you get out of it. So the SNDK and then the hood. The hood. I seen the whole ecosystem in the hood. And
Yeah.
then I just liked it. If y'all can go on the chart, you can even go on the chart right now, bro. When you go on the chart, pull up hood. I
Mhm.
got in right at $93. And you can see when it go touch 93 and it touched it and it went right back up. I just seen it, you know what I'm saying? I seen the resistance, I seen the RSI, I seen the volume, right? I just do all of my plays, right? I just gotta have a lot of signals. My main signals is the RSI, support and resistance, obviously. Breaking
Yeah.
a trend line, I love that. Breaking the trend line and breaking the flag. You know what I'm saying? Breaking the bullish flag. So you know what I'm
And then
saying, bro?
what you put in that hood play?
I put $195 in it.
295.
295. Yep. 295.
And
It
then it
went
turned to what
to
today?
1.4 $1,450.
295 to 1,400 today.
And
He's sniping.
it really
Snipe.
touched 17 though. It really touched 17 when it popped to 120.
Mm, mm. That's fire, bro. That's fire, man. So that's why I feel like everybody can play this game. You know what I'm saying? And especially with Alante in his situation, he know, bro. And we all know Alante been here, been grinding, been putting the work in, but the shit don't come overnight. You know what I'm saying? He just talked about in just one of his accounts. Bro got 4 or 5 accounts and he got a kid, like he got a kid. So he got an account for his kid too, right? And he got a wife now where he got to account for his wife too. So no telling what he doing in those accounts. Just in the account that he talking about right now, bro, you started with a couple hundred and it's sitting over 2.2K, right? And you in cash, right?
Yeah, I ain't in no plays.
Just
No
sitting in cash.
plays. I
Just
sold
sitting
my
in
hood
cash.
today. Yeah, just sitting in cash.
Sitting in cash. And remember what I always talk about, bro. Cash is a position, right? Cash is a position. So while he can be in other plays and making other plays, bro, he's sitting in cash waiting on his next target, right? And that's the game, right? If we can turn 400 into 2.2K, we can turn 4,000 into about 22K, right? It's the same plays, just different capital, right? We talked about I know Tev talked about it last time when me and him was on the call about a year and a half ago when Nvidia was popping. Right. I remember I told you I got in on those plays and I'm just like, man, I'm about to ride this wave. Man, turn a couple grand into 10 grand, 10 grand into 40 grand, 40 grand into 100K, bro. 100K into my first quarter in this market, bro. I'm not doing anything different. I'm just playing with more money. Right. And we seen Trap talk about him putting in that million in that one play. Bro, that's really all it is. It's the same exact setup. I'm just loading a little bit more capital on each play that I put in. Right? Never deviate away from the plan. That's why it's important to go through your L's when you got a small account. So when you get a big account, you don't make those same mistakes. Right? That's why it's important to take your L's in your small account. So then when you understand it, when you really grow your account, you don't make those same mistakes. Because I would tell you, as you grow your account, your appetite and your risk tolerance is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. In the beginning, I remember I was like, bro, I don't want to lose $1. Then it got to a point, I'm like, man, I can lose about $10. Then it got to a point I can lose about $100. Then it got to a point where you're not okay with losing it. You're understanding why you're losing it, and this is your risk tolerance, right? Everybody got to gauge their risk tolerance. Are you cool with losing 5,000 today? If you're not cool with that, maybe that means you don't need to risk that much money, right? There's days, bro. Just like I've got to a quarter M, it's in over that. It's days I've been down 80 G's, bro. It's been days I've been down 50 grand. But you got to go through that to get to where we at today. Because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be able to tell you that from experience. Like, I'm like, hey, y'all, be easy. Hey, y'all, be cool off the lottos. Even though I put in a lotto the other day, I'm cool with losing $100. Are you cool with losing this? You got to ask yourself right before you put a play in, if this went to zero, would I still be able to pay my bills and can I eat? If I can't, okay, cool. I can put this play in. It's not going to mess me up. That's how you got to measure your risk tolerance, right? If I lose this, am I going to be fucked up? You know what I'm saying? If I'm not going to be fucked up, I'm going to risk it, right? It's some people that can risk 10 G's, lose it all, go to zero. Man, I'm right into the next play. If you're not at that point yet, you don't need to be risking that much. And as you grow your account, you slowly going to start seeing your risk appetite grow and grow and grow. Putting 5,000 on the plate, putting 10,000 on the plate, putting 20,000 on the plate for sure. Right? As you talk about the gains of the play, you also got to talk about the losses of the play too if it goes south. You feel me? That's why it's important to have your measurements, have your targets, right? If I get down 20%, 30%, am I cutting this shit and sitting on the sideline and waiting to get back in? Or am I going just ride it out? Right? That's why we always talk about our sticking to the system, right? And the system is buying quality assets, buying them on a deep discount, and buying time on your plays. Bro, if you do those three, bro, and control what you can control, if you can control those three things, bro, you have nothing to worry about, bro. 90% of the time, the market is going up and up and up. Yeah, you're going to have your hiccups. You're going to have the market coming back, pulling back, taking a break for sure. But if you can control those three things, buying quality assets, buying companies that are the leaders in what they do, buying companies that are gonna be here, bro. They running shit. You know what I'm saying? If they the companies that's running shit, I want to have my money parked with them niggas. right? Buying time on the play. Either I'm buying shares where I can hold this for 10 to 15 years, or I'm buying leaps on the play. I'm buying shit out for 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Why? Because I'm giving myself time, because in case this shit goes south, I'm giving myself enough time in this options play for this shit to get back right. But when you playing lottos or you playing weeklies, if your shit goes south, it's cooked. It's over with. Right? And I'm telling y'all this shit from experience, bro. I've blown my account plenty of times, bro. And it got to a day, I'm like, bro, I'm done doing this shit. I'm like, I'm about to change this shit up. And then the last thing is buying on a deep discount. Right? Like today, saying this, I want to show the chart. Let's get to these charts. Let's get to these charts. I know everybody want to see the
Uh,
chart.
Let me speak to those points real quick, Nate, before you go.
Yes, sir, brother.
Basically, I'm gonna speak to everything you just said. Excuse me one second. Everything you just said is basically what I went through as a trader as well.
Mm,
Your risk tolerance, how much you willing to lose, and you said one other thing. Uh, Buying time,
yeah,
not doing the lottos.
yeah.
One other thing is gonna come back to me, but my point is, if y'all notice, I've been being careful with my plays, just buying time. More size, a little bit more size, but it's worth it. Like Nate said, when you play with 4,000, it can turn into, what do you say, 22,000, or whatever
Hmm.
the reference was.
Hmm.
Point is just take it slow, buy time, buy on a deep discount, and don't get too hyped once you start winning.
Hmm.
Like Nate said, you start thinking you can risk $10, $20, and $100, and you can't risk that in your account. Just take it slow, just like Alante just. The proof is in the pudding. Alante just said it.
Facts.
So
Facts, brother.
take it
Facts,
slow,
brother.
family.
Man, that's good. That's good, bro. Yeah, let me show these charts, man. Man, let's get to it. Let's show these charts, bro. Let's see. So first up, we got SPX, man. Let me see what we got going on. And this is why I said it's you gotta make sure you understanding what's going on in the market, right? And I tell y'all this, it's just like when we play sports, right? I played ball in college. It's a lot of hoopers on here, a lot of people that play sports, a lot of people that work a job. If you work a job, you understand that you gotta get to the details and you gotta see shit, right? And all the chart is just basically film of what's been going on in the market. That's all it is. It's basically film of what's been going on in the market. That's all it is, bro. And so when it comes to SPX, I'm looking at the daily here. Yesterday was July 1st, right? Yesterday was July 1st. We got a doji right here. We barely move, bro. We barely move. We went up, we came down, we finished right in the middle. The next day, July 2nd, we went up, we came down, we finished right there, bro. So if you hear people saying, man, the market is crashing, no, they're probably just looking at the tech side of things. And that's why you got to broaden your horizon, bro. You can't just look specifically at tech and what's been the leaders. If you look at SPX, the big board, S&P 500, the market has been flat, bro, for July. So we only 2 days in. If you say the market been running crazy or it's not, bro, the market been flat. It ain't really moved, right? The past 5 days, we got our pop and we just been stagnant. What's crazy is we still only we less than 200 points away from all-time highs. Less than 200 points away from all-time highs. Less than 200 points away. Right? So look like we in a good position. And this is another reason why I feel like a lot of my EMAs or my MAs that I like on the chart, everyone should have this written down. I got the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day already populated on every chart. These MAs over here. 50-day, green line, 100-day, orange line, 200-day, yellow line. Why do I say that? Because when you can look at the MAs, they give you a good gauge of what could happen, right? Or what's likely to happen, right? Remember, stocks and trading is all about probability, bro. It's just like gambling. It's just like shooting dice. And it's similar to betting and gambling, like on FanDuel. It's all about probability. And the more indicators that you learn, you start seeing what everybody else is seeing around the world. Everybody can use these indicators, right? And the reason why I say that is because, man, the market was selling off. We get under this 50-day MA, we pop right back over. So this would have been a good time to buy once it fell past that 50-day MA. Okay, so that's SPX. Guys, we're 6 months into the market. We're 7 months into the year. 7 months into the year, and we are less than, like I said, what are we like? We're like 130 points away from all-time highs. We're literally right there. We're literally right there. But it doesn't feel like it. Why doesn't it feel like it? Right? It don't feel like it because tech got punched today. Right? Tech got punched today. Nigel had asked me earlier. He said, "Yo, on SanDisk, where's the first level that you looking to buy?" Right? And I want to show you this exactly what I seen. Right? When I look at the chart, I always, like I say, the first thing I like to see is where is the top and where is the support. If I can get those two things down just as a beginner, like I'm not saying you got to understand the indicators or the RSIs or liquidity issues or finding liquidity and bull flags and bear. You don't need to learn that. The first thing that you need to understand when you're new to this game is if I can get support, if I can get resistance down, if I can find where the ceiling is, and can I find the floor? Man, if you can symbolize it like that, bro, you're gonna be okay. And then as you grow with time, it takes time. You ain't gonna get shit overnight. As time goes on, you're gonna start seeing, damn, I'm starting to understand this shit. I'm starting to understand this shit. So, like I always do every single week, ceiling. What's the ceiling? That's like, man, if something is trying to push through the roof, where did it stop at and where did it reverse? Okay, cool. Once I see that, this could be my ceiling up here. And then the floor. How do I know this could be my floor? I always look back to see, like I say, where is the line of scrimmage? Right? Just like football. Where is the line of scrimmage for me, bro? Right. And like I said, I'm not talking about no advanced stuff. I'm talking about for people that are new, that are in the beginning, just trying to get a good handle on what this stuff is. The line of
Delete
scrimmage.
delete
What,
the bottom line and then
what,
put it.
okay, this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, like I was saying, I'm trying to find the line of scrimmage. So to find the line of scrimmage and to see everything, guys, we gotta, like I always say, you gotta watch film. Right? You got to watch film. You got to go see where these lines of scrimmage are. Line of scrimmage, what is that in football? That's where all the action is happening. Okay? So when it came over here in the past, saying this, I seen when it came up here, I was like, man, it got here and it fell. Okay. And then it got here again. It came in the same area again and it struggled again in the same area. Right? Let me see if I can put this here. I'm gonna try to see if I can do the circles on here. They take a little second, but let me see if I can put them on here. Circles. Now I'm gonna just do the line. Yeah, cool. Trend line. Let's do that. Yep. So here, once I seen this pop up here, I'm like, okay, cool. Turn this to red too. Okay, cool. Once I seen this come up here, I'm like, okay, cool. That's my ceiling, right? It came up here and it fell. Okay, cool. It came down here. Okay, cool. It looked like it got bought up right there. It came up here again, but it was a lot of action in this area. Okay, cool. But I'm gonna watch it, right? But I'm still gonna mark this off on my chart. Still gonna mark this off on my chart. It's a lot of action right there. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Still watching. I'm not making no plays. I'm just seeing it comes up here, hits another ceiling. It comes back down to this area again. It touches this area again. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's like 3 times. It's not gonna be perfect, but that's like 3 times in the same area. And then I see this red candle. It came down here again. Then this green candle. It came down here again. So once I seen boom, boom, and boom, I'm like, man, that might be an important area for me to watch. No, this ain't rocket science. I'm not a genius. I'm just saying this is something that I'm just gonna look for and I'm gonna watch. And then as time goes on, Sanders goes and goes and goes. Okay, we fail. We came back up. We try to go through there again and we fail again. Okay, cool. That means that might be my top area up there. Okay. So then we fall and we falling, and then you will ask, like Nigel asked, Nate, where are you looking for the first entry for Sanders? I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go back to the past. And this is when you start getting confluence in the market. Confluence is just when multiple indicators or multiple things are lining up for you to make a good analysis or a good assessment for a play. Confluence. Remember that word when multiple things are lining up, like the stars are aligning. So once I see this area, that line, and then look at this 50-day MA. Remember, I just showed you on SPX when it goes down to that 50-day MA, everybody sees that that could be a good area where buyers might step in. Right? It comes down to its 50-day moving average. That means it's calmed down, it's cooled down. I'm like, okay, cool. So I got one area. Okay, great. Let me see. This is how this is how I chart, right? I'm not a genius with this. So I go one area, put this as red. I go one area here. I'm like, okay, cool. Top, that area, 50-day, and it's getting close to this area down here. And I see a little mini gap right here too. And we'll talk about gaps later. That means this could be the first entry for me. Okay, what's another indicator that gives me 3 stars aligned? The RSI. I love looking at. Mind you, if you don't know what the RSI is, it's the relative strength indicator. It just shows you the strength and momentum of how fast a stock is moving and how strong a stock is moving. Right? So if it's going downward, which is going downward up here, look at the RSI. Look at it getting weaker and it's going down. This is just measuring the strength of a stock. That's really it. That's it. Right? So when we're above 70, that's typically called overbought. Right? That's in the overbought area. Typically in the overbought area is where a lot of people like to take profit. Right? Because why? Because when we're overbought, when we're a little too strong, when we're a little too elevated high, that means that it could be time for it to pull back and slow down and cool off a bit, right? And then we got under the 30, that means we'll be in oversold. If it's ever under 30, then below, that means we can be in oversold. And I'm going to show you Netflix here in a second, where it could be time for the stock to go back to the upside. It cooled off enough. It came down. It got the elevation done slowed down a bit. It declined. And it might be time for it to come back to the upside. Not always, but these are just indicators that I like to look at. So when I see this, I'm like, okay, cool. Man, so that line, okay, I know that's an important line. Okay. I see the 50-day MA. Okay, cool. That's 2 check marks. And then the third thing, I see the RSI. It's not overbought. It's actually slowed down, and it's actually under the 50 stick, right? That means it's actually really, really cooling off for us. It's actually really, really cooling off for us. So that's 3 things that's lined up for me at this area. If we fall a little bit more, like I told Nigel, I'm like 1600 is my level that I'm looking for. We're only about 145 points down. I mean, above that, it could definitely get that, right? It might not. The way Sanders move, they a juggernaut, bro. When they feel like turning that joint back up, they can turn back up in an instant. But when I'm looking at the chart, trying to make the best analysis and the best assessment, these are the things that I'm looking for. These are the things I'm looking for. All right. So that's Sanders. That's why I said 1600. That's the first level for me. If it goes a little bit lower than that, Let me pull this back down. If it goes a little bit lower than that, I'm looking under that 50 day. Why am I looking under that 50 day? Right? Last time we popped here, came back down, good support area down here. Came back in this area, it popped off of there. If it falls past this green line, the next area I'm looking at is just 1263. I love that. I love that area down there, right? Last time it came down in this area, it popped, right? It popped. Boom, came back down, pop. Come back down again. Cool, we out of there. So, and then I want to show you Netflix as well. Netflix as well. And like I've been banging on the table about Netflix. Hey, y'all, wait, it's gonna fall down, it's gonna keep falling. And then look at Netflix. Right. I was doing some research earlier and I'm like, why did it come down there? And then cool, look at this. October 2024. In October 2024, Netflix gapped up on its earnings. Once it made this gap from $68 to 73, that $5 jump, just that $5 jump down here in this red, all the way up here, it's been gone. Mind you guys, when you see these gaps on stocks, that means overnight or over the weekend, the market either gapped up or it gapped down. What does that mean? On the institutional side, there are orders coming in all day, every single second of the day. So it's people like this, and this is what I was doing at the firm, right? I would have people call, hey Nate, can you please put 60,000? Can you please put 60,000 in on Netflix at $71? At 71, okay, cool. I'll read his order read back. Hey, sir, I'm buying 60,000 of Netflix at $71. I'm buying this on whatever day it is, July 2nd at whatever time, 8 p.m. And are you okay with that? Okay, cool. I need a verbal confirmation that I'm about to do this order for you, sir. This is what I'm doing every single day for clients. Mind you, if he puts it at 71, and the market is at 68, if it gaps to 73, did his order get filled? No. His order didn't get filled. So if his order didn't get filled, what happens now? That means his 60,000 is sitting here waiting to get filled. It's sitting there waiting to get filled. Mind you, that's just one customer that I'm on the phone with. Imagine all the customers around the world that are putting in orders every single minute of the day. Hey, I need 69. I need 69.70. I need 70. I need you to put a million in here. I need you to put 5 million here on 71, on 72. I need you to put 100 million in when it gets to 72.50. What if it doesn't get to 72.50? It skips right over it. That 100 million sits there until they cancel it. So if that 100 million is sitting there, what happens? That means it's dead money right there waiting to still get picked up. So whenever you see gaps, you, not all the time, but you usually see money come back and get those gaps. Okay. So when I was looking at this earlier, doing the research, right? This is why it's always good to look back. And I think Trap said it. He said, you got to look back so you can understand what's going on when you look forward. Right? So if I see this at 70, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna mark this. The top of that was at 70, and then Netflix ran from all October 2024, just running and running. It's not coming back down there. Not coming back down there. We running and running and running. Let me see. I'm gonna get rid of this. Yep. We running. Still ain't down there on the 70. 70 down here. Still ain't down there on the 70. We running. Netflix is running. Netflix is running. Look like we finally hit a top up here. 133. Okay. Netflix is now on a decline. Netflix announces a stock split. Okay. Netflix does their stock split here at 110. Netflix is really now on a decline. It's under its 50-day, it's under its yellow line, it's under its green line, it's under its orange line. This is in a downtrend. The orange line here, the big fat orange line, is the 400-day MA. It's under the 400-day. It's falling. It's falling. Okay, cool. This gets as low as 75, but it still doesn't get down to that 70 down here that we've been looking for. What happens? We get a little strong. Boom. We pop on the Warner. What was that? The Warner deal, right? Yep, we pop on the Warner deal that it didn't go through because they had that breakup fee that even if Netflix doesn't acquire Warner Bros., they'll still get like I think it was a crazy $1 billion or $2 billion breakup fee in the clause that they're still gonna get that revenue from the cash that they're owed. When they get the breakup fee, they pop from 75, they go to 99, 100, fall a little bit, they get a little strong again, get up to 108. We back on the decline. What happens? Another catalyst, earnings. They beat on earnings, they beat on revenue, but it was reported that without that breakup fee and that $2 billion in revenue, they actually would have missed. Wall Street didn't like that. Back on a decline, back on a decline, back on a decline, back on a decline, back on a decline. It comes down to this crazy area of about $70, bro. Pops, comes down again. We got into play. We off to the races. Man, so the story of coming back down to get that money that people had those orders for, it finally came back down and filled. It took from October 2024 to the past couple of days, which is June of 2026. It took 2 years for this play to get all the way filled so we can go back to the upside, right? This is not no guarantee that it's gone and going back to the upside. It can fall apart and still go lower than this. But I'm just showing you on the chart, this is how you get to see what's happening in the past so you can predict what can happen in the future. So if you understood this, like, damn, this gap over here, I ain't gonna force no play. I'ma just wait. But this is the problem with most of us, especially black people. We have a problem with being patient and having delayed gratification for our success. Right? Right? And so when I see this, I'm like, man, ask yourself, like, be real, bro. Like, be a real one, bro. Could you have waited 2 years and sat on cash for 2 years to get the perfect play? Keep it real. Keep it real. Could you have waited 2 years? That's 2 years of not making no money. Could you have waited to get the perfect play that could change your life? Most people couldn't. Me personally, I couldn't. Right? Especially back in 2024. I wouldn't wait I wouldn't wait in 2 years, right? There's other plays that I can go hop in. There's other plays I can do this. I can go spend money over here. I can do this 2 years. But this is as we gotta grow as investors and as we gotta grow as entrepreneurs, we gotta be comfortable with the delayed gratification. We gotta be comfortable with waiting for the right target for the right play at the right time. Alante said it earlier, bro. If you can get the right play at the right time, you can change this shit. You can change your situation. You can change your situation. So that's 2 years. So you got to ask yourself, can I be patient? Can I wait? Can I wait for the right time to get the right play? Right. So if Netflix goes, right. And the reason why I like Netflix too, like I said, that RSI, look at that RSI getting punished down there. Getting punished down there. When you see that red, that trough is what it's called. When you see that down there, that might be a good time to buy. that might be a good time to buy. Obviously, I'm on a daily, and you want to look at the weekly, and you want to zoom out, and you want to see where those RSIs are. But when you look at this trough down there, when it got down to 19, that was down to $70. That might have been a good time to buy. And look at it now. Look at that RSI. Look where it's trying to shoot to, trying to get back up. Right? We literally did this with Hood, bro. We literally did this with Hood. This is like deja vu with Robinhood. We grabbed it at $68. And like I said, I put in 700, right? I know Keys he dropping loads of money in there, right? We got other people dropping loads of a bag in Hood, right? 700 turned to $4,000 today because we held it. We bought time, we bought quality, and we bought on a deep ass discount. If you can control those 3 rules, bro, you're gonna be very successful in this game. All right? Okay.
Hey Nate,
What's up, brother?
can you look at Dram and CM when you get a chance?
Dram and what? Seeing? Yeah, I got you. I actually want to show y'all something. Dram, so we all know about Dram is the memory ETF. Got Micron in it, got SanDisk in it, got WDC in it. I want to put these side by side, right? Because I want y'all to see as the big dogs fall, you're going to start seeing the index for it to fall to. You're going to start seeing the index for it to fall to. So look at this side by side. So if I'm looking at the ETF, right? And remember, ETF stands for exchange traded fund. It's just a basket of stocks all in one so you can have your money spread out, right? Instead of buying an individual stock like SanDisk, you can buy an ETF that has multiple companies inside of the investment. So you're not just tied to one investment. You got multiple investments working for you at once. That's what the ETF is, okay? So when we look at the big dog, the leader, SanDisk, when we see how SanDisk has been moving and falling, we look at DRAM, we see them, they've been falling, right? Because it's the sector of memory, and this is the leader of memory. So that's something that we need to pay attention to, right? So when I look at DRAM, you'll ask, when will be a good time or a good target for DRAM? For me to answer that, I got to look at SanDisk. I got to look at Micron. I'm going to put Micron up here too. Isn't that ironic that DRAM's 50 day is not far and SanDisk's 50 day is not far? So it looks like for me, what's the confluence with DRAM? Same thing as SanDisk. What you just asked me on the 1600 we just talked about. That line of scrimmage, that 50 day. Let me see DRAM. Touch here. We came here, held, came back up. We touched here. We closed here. We came back up. We went back down. Where am I looking to get in DRAM? Looking to get in DRAM around $57, right? Mind you, it can go lower than this for sure, right? It can go lower. Maybe it don't even go down this low and it just turns around right here and goes back to the upside. But I'm saying as an investor that's looking at a chart, that's looking at film, you want to give yourself the best probability possible, right? You don't want to just throw money in. Hey, I just woke up and put money in the market. Nah, you're going to be sick because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're looking at. All right. So when I see DRAM, I'm looking at around $57. If it can fall $3-4 more dollars, I like DRAM for a while. SanDisk, if it can drop some dollars for them, that 50 day, I like them. I like them for a while. I like them for a while. Right? So that's them. And then
Microsoft. You can.
want to see Microsoft?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another thing, I pointed this out last week. I'm still surprised a lot of people are not talking about this. A lot of people are not talking about this. A lot of people are not talking about this. Um, when we look at SanDisk falling, we see Microsoft rising. So I told you last week, it's like when memory in the AI ecosystem starts falling, Microsoft, Netflix, Palantir starts rising. Let me see. And then if you look at Microsoft, you zoom out, this line down here around 356, I've been having this mark for a while. Why? Line over here, that line of scrimmage over here. Break through that line of scrimmage. Okay, we cool. We come back down on Microsoft in 2025. What does it hold? That line of scrimmage again. It just likes this area. It looks like buyers, institutions, big money comes in here. We run. We get a double top up there. We get a double top. We fall. That line of scrimmage again, it comes down perfectly. Touches again. We run again. And then recently, 5-6 days ago, we get down to this line again. And so when you keep seeing that, and then I look at the confluence, look at the RSI. Last time it was down there, look where it was at the RSI, under that 30. Last time it was down there, look at the RSI, in that trough range. Last time it was down here, look at the RSI. So that's something that I'm going to pay attention to, okay? So Microsoft, I think this it's a little tricky, bro. It's a little tricky. And the reason why I'm saying it's a little tricky and it's something we need to pay attention to is because the correlation has not failed. Where when SanDisk runs, Microsoft falls. And I'm going to show you this again. Look at this. This is the daily. This is the daily. Look at this. So over the past, since June 1st to let's say June 25th, we got this trend from here. Oh, shoot, my fault. Hold on. We got this trend from here down to here. Okay, that's June 1st to June 25th. Now let me look at SanDisk. This has been falling apart. June 1st to June 25th. Where's June 1st over here for them? Okay, cool. Let me do June 1st. Let me see them. June 1st to June 25th. This is June 25th. Yep. So if I see this going up in the same 25 days, this went up. In the same 25 days, this went down. Now I'm seeing in the past 5 days, Microsoft going up. What's been happening in the past 5 days for SanDisk? So the reason I say it's tricky is because they've already announced memory's in a bottleneck. All right. So if memory's in a bottleneck, memory's not going nowhere. Memory might be cooling off for a second, but there's no other solutions for memory, and there's not a lot of supply of memory. And when there's not a lot of supply of something, it becomes that much more valuable. So if SanDisk starts going back to the upside, what happens to Microsoft from here? I showed you in 25 days, it fell completely. And in 25 days, SanDisk rose completely. And the memories rose completely. AI ecosystem rose. So until that correlation breaks, this is what I'm watching, bro. Right? And I got a lot of Microsoft shares. I got a lot of Meta shares. I got a lot of Nvidia. I got a lot of what's another Mag 7 I have? Meta, Microsoft. I don't have any Apple. Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, no Tesla. But what I'm saying is, as this goes, bro, I mean, I don't know. Until this correlation breaks, bro, this looks like the trend. This looks like the trend. So that's what I'm watching on Microsoft. That's what I'm watching on all software. Okay. Any other charts y'all want to see?
Uh,
Google. Oh, somebody could go ahead if they want to see a chart.
no,
Yeah.
you can do Google first and then CN.
Okay, cool.
Man, Nigel had his turn with the charts.
You said fuck that nigga.
Man, fuck this nigga, man. No, I'm just kidding. But when you get a chance, look at LRCX.
You said look at what, brother?
LRCX, or it
L
might be LCRX. My bad.
R X.
And A Lab too. I know you talked about them.
LCRX and A Lab. I'm gonna look at A Lab first. We do one or two more.
Yep, it's LRCX. My bad.
Let me look at A Lab first.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So A Lab, I put this chart on the ecosystem. Like, man, this joint is running. This joint cold, dog. Let's see. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So when I look at A Lab, man, I'm seeing that man, they in a bottleneck too, bro. Astera Labs, another one in the AI ecosystem, bro. And they've been getting hit up too in these past couple days, just like SanDisk, memory, optics, right? Energy, right? Where would I like them? I would like them at their 50 day. And listen, like I chart the same, bro. I don't do nothing extravagant. I'm trying to find good levels of support, which I will see here. If this is me charting this for the first time, I will see here. This would be a good level. It came down to touch this level, and I like it here. I'm putting a level there. And then look what else is there. That 50 day. All right. And the reason why, listen, I'm gonna tell you this: the reason why you always want to respect the price, and I know Ian talked about this too. The reason why you always want to respect the price is because of the asymmetric risk that you're offering yourself, right? Me buying up here and me buying up here. What's the risk to reward if I buy 500 and say the top was 550? So from here to here, this line to this line. Yeah, I might see some gains. But what about if I could buy it down here from 300 to 550? What I did right there, I just increased my chances of winning, and I just increased the gains that I'm going to see if this goes in the direction that I think it's going to go. Right? So that's why you always want to respect the price when it comes down to those lines. Right? And if you don't want to buy up here, bro, it's okay. One thing about it is, bro, never marry a stock, bro. Never marry a stock, fam. Never marry it, bro. I know we got wives and stuff on here, but when it comes to this game, bro, never put a ring on it, bro. Only date them, bro, until they give you everything that you needed from them. Only date them, bro. Only date them. So if you don't want to buy up here, cool. You don't want to buy in here, cool. If you want to wait till it kind of calms down a little bit more, I feel you, right? So for me on Astera, I would rather grab it around the 300s to go see that exponential return rather than grabbing in the 400, 500s for it to see that return too. So that's the Astera Labs. I like them too. I like they RSI calming down. I love the companies that are calming down that's been running. And then one more, you said LRCX.
Yes, sir, brother.
LRCX.
I'm in the same space.
Cool. Another one. Same thing. What am I seeing? I like to go I like to see where the top is. That's where the top was. I want to go see where a good support system is. Let me see. That's what I see. And then I'm looking at this RSI crossing at 50. Bro, this looks like Sanders chart. Low key. Look at that. Look how close it is to his 50 day. Look how close this is to his 50 day. Look just like Sanders. So what that means a lot of these companies are moving in alignment with each other. So it's not about, hey, I like this company over this company. Bro, if you really measure them, they're moving the exact same. You just need to pick one. They're moving the exact same. This literally looks identical to this. They're moving the exact same. Bro, I like LRCX over Sanders, bro, because it got an L in its name. Nigga, what? They're moving this. I like Micron over Sanders because Micron is gonna, nigga, they're moving the same. You just need to pick one in the space that's a leader, buy time on it, make sure it's a quality asset, buy it on a good discount, and let the rest do what it do. All right. So that's enough of the charts. We're gonna show more.
Hold on, Nate.
What's up, brother?
I know that nigga KB said fuck me, but it's really fuck him. We really need to look at that CN real quick.
Oh, seeing, yeah. Okay. It's the last one, young boy. You my nephew, you know what I'm saying? Do this for you.
You know, I always love my youngest, man.
You my nephew, boy. I got you, boy. Sienna. Man, what's Sienna been on? Same thing. Same thing. Where am I putting this here? High. Putting this here. Came off that low. And we see a gap down here. See this gap down here around 387? It could potentially go get that. Remember, I talked about that dead money. That money been sitting since April. This nigga's billions and millions been sitting there since April. Ain't been touched. Right? So if I see this, 386, and right, remember, all gaps don't always get filled. But it's something that you should always pay attention to. You should always pay attention to it. All right. So, like I said, I'm finding a good base. See that gap down there? I see a top up there. Man, look at Sienna. He's trying to hold strong on his line. Right. And if the AI ecosystem got some further to fall, I can see it definitely coming down to this 389. I definitely see it coming down to this 389. We got in Sienna around like 436, right? And remind you guys, bro, every play ain't always gonna be green. But what did I say? If we can control what? Buy quality, buy time, buy on a discount. When it was here, I didn't want it. Right? Now that it fell down here, I said we in it. It's been struggling. It's been fighting. They dropped on great earnings, great revenue, a great outlook for the future, for the next quarter. They're very essential to this space. I said I like them. We grabbed here, right? Bought on a discount, right? It's a quality company. Bought a quality company, and we put time on it. We got this all the way till, God damn, we got this for a minute. We got this all the way until then, October. We got this all the way until then. This is in October. So if they are a leader like we think they are, quality, why panic, bro? Yeah, we down a little bit, but listen, when we was down here and then we started popping over the past couple of days, niggas wasn't complaining. Niggas was eating. Niggas was up. Niggas, hey, let's go. Now that motherfucker fell, cooling off again, a little under where we got in, bro. We all good, bro. We all good. We all good, bro. This is when you really get to see if you really built for this shit. See your account red, see one of the plays red. This is when you get to see, nigga, you gonna fold or nigga, do you trust what you doing? Know what I'm saying? And so June, I mean, I'm gonna just not even say June, 2026 in general. Let's just be real. We've been killing this shit, bro. We've been killing this market, bro. We've been cooking this shit, man.
Hey Nate,
So, bro.
quick question. So we're supposed to get like normally, right? June, we're supposed to get like a pullback, right?
Hmm.
And I feel like we didn't get the pullback that we were looking for. I
Hmm.
feel like it's been delayed. You think we're
Hmm.
gonna get that pullback in the first, like, I guess first quarter of July, right? You think it's pushing a little later than normal, and we're getting it not right now?
This is the reason why I say the market can confuse you if you're not understanding what you're seeing, right? And the reason I'm saying it is because um in retrospect, we did get a pullback in June, right? We was here, we topped here in June, we fell down. But when you think about it, we really just consolidated from what 78? Yeah, 78 to about 72. We really just bounced to here, inside of here, here. So when we say pullback, I don't know, bro. And I know you just said we're seeing it now. Technically, we're not seeing shit. The market ain't even move, right? We're still in the middle of this range, bro. We get one announcement from Trump, something good. Kevin Warren's cutting rates, bro. We can look up in the next day or two and be back to all-time highs. So technically, we're not even seeing no pullback yet. What we're seeing is we're seeing certain sectors take a big hit. You're seeing certain sectors take a big hit, right? Because I was just looking at this earlier. You say, man, we like not just you, a lot of people saying, like, bro, the market just been falling and falling. I was looking at Visa earlier. Look at Visa. Visa,
Visa, GS, banks are winning right now.
Visa
And
cooking. What pullback, nigga? Look at their RSI. They super cooking. What pullback, my nigga? What pullback, bro? All right. Hold on. I think this is the other Visa. Let me see. What's still? Oh, that's the Visa D. Let me see. There we go. I got it here. Still. But still though, look at them. This is the real Visa. That was just his leverage. All of June, this was June. Look at where we are now. Visa look like it's out of there. Visa look like it's out of there. So when we say, are we getting a pullback? But that's what I'm saying. You're seeing sector rotation where you will see SPX stagnant, but inside of the, let me see, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm seeing every single day. Inside of the SPX, you're seeing, let's see, look at this. I'm gonna zoom out real quick. You'll see SPX just trading in between these range, right? But then you'll see companies like Visa off to the moon, bro. So if you look in the SPX, you're like, man, we ain't moved a bit. Markets ain't even going up. But no, when you go look at specific companies, bro, they cooking right now. You just gotta find which companies are cooking, and that's why it's important to understand what rotation is happening. If we see Visa cooking, that means there's other companies cooking while there's other companies falling off. Right? Right? So I'm always looking at the Nasdaq futures. You say, man, tech been getting hit up, bro. All the tech companies been falling. Well, technically, the high was 30,700. I mean, we came down here. What MA is that? What MA is that? What MA is that? Man, NASDAQ falling off. The tech companies are done. It's over with. What MA is that? What line does it keep respecting? This little green line right here. Man, it took off. It's falling apart. Look what line and keep respecting. This green line. Hmm. Interesting. So, to answer your question, brother, I genuinely I don't know. I think Trump is keeping the markets flat right now. We have run a lot, right? We've ran a lot, right? Since March.
Right. And not only that we ran a lot, but all this promotion with the war
Yeah.
really hasn't had no impact,
No, it's not anymore. Not
which
anymore.
is which is crazy.
Nah, and it's just like last year with China. Remember, he kept pulling the China card, China's this and China's that, and we can't get along with them, and they're gonna pay these tariffs. And bro, after a while and shit, the shit started moving the market because niggas start realizing, nigga, you just talking, bro.
It's boy who cried wolf.
The boy who cried wolf. It's like,
He,
nigga, in the beginning, yeah, for sure, your words had validity. Now it's like, nigga, you just saying whatever, nigga. Whatever, nigga. We about to just take advantage of every time you say some dumb shit, we just gonna take advantage of the volatility. What was you saying, J. Cole?
no, I just saying this boy who cried wolf, man, because he always like, every 2 days, oh, it's over. Conflict is over. Then Iran basically come out and say, no, it's not. Then it's a treaty. Like KB said a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, when they first signed, and he said Israel was gonna break the treaty, and they did, like literally right when he said they would. So that shit is just gonna keep going.
He's gonna keep going. And I feel like he does that to slow the market down. Like I think he has a lot of advisors, a lot of people that he's talking to. And I think they told him. I be thinking about this like throughout the day. I think they told him when the market was down here and we went here, I think they told this nigga, hey Donald, we're moving in unprecedented ways, my nigga. We need to calm the fuck down. Like, it's not going to be sustainable for our economy to keep up with the stock market if we keep pumping every single time you want us to pump. Bro, and let's just keep it real, bro. The value of our dollar, the way we live, and the luxury of what we have, bro. The US, like, if you don't agree, bro, we have privileges, bro. If you don't believe me, go in the middle of Mexico, bro, and go kick it with the locals. Go to Guatemala and kick it with the locals. Go to one of these countries and kick it with the locals. They not living how we living, bro. So when you see that, you like, bro, in reality, bro, Trump can really just make this shit right. We can really just make a deal with everybody and just make life just, easy for everyone. And, we can strike these deals and we can help them and they can help. We can do that. But then you start seeing a lot of the bullshit, a lot of the talking, a lot of the we're back at war. We need your oil and we going to this. And Venezuela, we need this. And Russia, you said this. And China, what are you talking about? And bro, it's kind of like they're playing a game to kind of use these headlines as a weapon
And
to
it don't
move.
help I mean to interrupt you, but it
Yeah,
don't help the one they call our biggest ally is constantly trying to sabotage the shit on purpose because they got different goals than we do. So
mm,
it's like they called our biggest ally, but they're constantly sabotaging what we got going on purpose. Like they don't want peace in that region at all.
come on, come on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. It's just crazy, man. But hey, just to update, I know we've been on here for a minute. We're gonna get off here in a second. I fly back home to Nap tomorrow. We about to get off here. I'll be back in the city for a couple days. We're gonna try to link up. Been talking to Erin. I know she on here. We're gonna try to link up at Waffle House. She the goddamn A over there. She is the top dog, manager of what multiple locations of the Waffle Houses in Indiana. So she in here. She got our back. She gonna take care of us. So if you need some grub, I definitely want to see everybody. If you in the city, we gonna pop out this weekend a little bit. My brother getting married. I know it's July 4th. So if y'all in the city, man, what I'm saying, hit me. We gonna go up a little bit. So and then a couple housekeeping things. InvestFest, we got the tickets. I know Alante grabbed his ticket. I know a lot of us already got our tickets for InvestFest in Atlanta, August, the first week in August. Like I said, I'm flying in on Wednesday. I know a lot of us flying in on Thursday, but we're gonna have like 30 people there, bro. 30, 40 people. All with the ecosystem, all moving as a unit, bro, all coming correct, all coming to learn, all coming to lock in, coming to just take notes, network, bro. Asking people what they got and how can I get it. You know what I mean? And people asking you what you got and how can they get it. Sharing the knowledge, sharing the information, and really just going from there, bro. So Atlanta, August, tickets still cheap, still around $100. I bought my ticket for $80 round trip from Dallas to goddamn it, Atlanta and back. You know what I'm saying? Still gonna give y'all update on the Airbnb and all that here soon. Um, and then I'll let y'all know about that. But looking right now, just to see, hotels not that bad, like 150 a night. You're only there for a couple nights, and then everything else is paid for. We're gonna go up crazy. Last year we went up dumb. We went up silly. So that's that. And then I'm gonna head back to New York September to the New York Stock Exchange again. They doing an event there, and they want me there as well. So I'm gonna try to see if a few of y'all, if y'all not busy, if y'all want to come to New York, I know the hotels and stuff will be taken care of. You just probably have to get your flight, try to get to the New York Stock Exchange. I think that'd be dope. So I'm gonna see what everybody's schedule looking like in September. Try to get there, and then remember I told y'all about Dallas. November. I'm looking to do an ecosystem event in November. Already got a venue, already talked to bro. He said you good to go. You good. Whenever you want to announce it, whenever you want to do that, I'll send y'all the dates for that in November. We all fly out here. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have everything decorated, catered for us. We're gonna link up, we're gonna chop it, we're gonna kick it, we're gonna move around the city, we're just gonna chill, and we just gonna link up and just network, bro. So I think that's gonna be great for us. And then from there, bro, we just gotta stay in that market, right? Stay in that market, keep doing what you're doing, keep striving for this shit, man. Like this shit get hard out here. I know, you feel me? But every single day we gotta keep having motion, right? Slow motion is better than no motion. You feel me? So markets is closed tomorrow for July 4th. So this right now, this was it for the week, right? So the markets don't open back until Monday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So, I mean, stay in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Think of more ways that make some more money. Think of some business ideas. If you got some real estate questions, bro, we in the ecosystem for a reason. J. Cole just said today he put down 8,000. He got a $250,000 crib. If you can save up 8 G's, I mean, this is the nigga that I would be trying to network with and talk to. Like, hey, bro, like if I get 10 G's, can you give me the sauce? Like I want to do that, bro. Like I want to see what that's about. Alante turned $250 into what do you say? 2.2K, right? He had 2.2K in the account, right? 2.2K in a matter of a week, right? And I'm eager to see what he gonna do with the 2.2K and what that grows to, right? So we got a lot of great people on here. Great call. And then from there, bro, if you're in the city, I see you. I see you in a minute. If you in the city, I'll see you in a minute. And then we good, bro. We in the chat. So if you got any questions, anything, make sure you hit the chat and we locked in, bro. So all right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. And then y'all hit me if y'all need me, all right?